Hey everybody, today is December 13th, 2023. I'm Gene, and welcome to the Wednesday edition of Hanging with Uncle. Before we get started, as usual, please hit that subscribe button. We're really trying to grow our channel. And hit that like button. It also helps spread the word that we exist out there and let other people know what's going on. So if you look to that bell on the far right, that's our notification bell. Hit that and you'll be notified whenever we go live or put new content out there. So having gone through all that, today I was just kind of pondering. I read something and it kind of made me start thinking, and I'm like, you're right. Um, right now, the GOP is doing their best to take rights away from the citizens of this country, as evidenced by Roe v. Wade. Um, they also don't care about the rights of our children, grandchildren, neighbors, friends that go to school or church or the grocery store or anywhere there's a gathering, a festival, without fear of a mass shooting. Um, and Congress does nothing about it. And, you hear how the Second Amendment is so sacred, but they don't care about any of the other 26. The freedom of the press, uh, freedom of assembly, freedom of speech, the freedom to address the government against grievances or with grievances. In other words, the government does something wrong and you have a right to sue. Like, I want to remove my representative elected to whatever position because X, Y, or Z. You can do that. That's part of your First Amendment right. But to listen to the far right, the only amendment that they know of is the second, the right to bear arms, and that amendment is so up for interpretation. It is not absolute. Again, because the Second Amendment, there is no federal application. Um, Other than who has the right to be a dealer and sell. Other than that, it's up to the states to regulate that on their own. So there is no blanket absolute right when it comes to the Second Amendment. But listen to it and they know it, and that's part of their rights. And these are also part of the evangelical crowd that feels like it's their right. They need to bring a weapon to church. Okay. I remember a sermon about live by the sword, die by the sword. So why would I bring a weapon to church? It makes no sense to me at all. So when I think about the Second Amendment and these evangelicals, these people that seem to be so Christian that want to change this, not go back to, because it never was, they want to change it from freedom of religion to freedom to what I believe, and I'm going to impose it on you. That's what they want to do. And they want to call it Christianity. Okay. And I found it funny. I actually tried this on one of my GOP friends, associates, acquaintances, and asked, what is the Second Amendment? Oh, boom, right away, right to bear arms. And then I ask another question. What is the Second Commandment? Uh, 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 uh. You know, this book and laws that are supposed to be so concrete that that's what you believe and everyone should live by that, but you don't even know what the Second Commandment is. So when I look to DC, and I'm only focusing on elected officials right now just for this example, Okay, because I remember when a bunch of Republican members of the House of Representatives wore on their lapel their pin of an AR-15, right? Because that's what they support. It's the Second Amendment. It's all about protecting their guns, and they're wearing pins to show that. Well, if you read the Second Commandment, that's the one dealing with false idols. Okay, like when Moses came down with the commandments and saw they were worshiping the golden calf, and uh, you know he had to lay down the law, and they had to destroy their false idols. But these elected people go to Congress with their false idols on their lapels, claiming to be so Christian, but yet don't know what the Second Commandment is, or don't know how to apply it to their daily living. Because if you did, you wouldn't wear an AR-15 lapel pin. Maybe a pin of the American flag, maybe the flag of the state that you come from, that you represent, but a weapon. This just, to me, it screams of hypocrisy that you want to call yourself these so-called evangelicals, but yet you're breaking the Second Commandment. Just my thoughts. Would love to know what you guys think. Um, Personally, I think you guys are a bunch of hypocrites. You're Pharisees. You want to get on your knees on the well of the floor and pretend like you're pretending to pray and laying Bibles on people, and yet you're violating the Second Commandment, the very book that you're holding and professing to live your life by. You're hypocrites. You're Pharisees. You just want to preach a good game. You don't want to act it, and you don't know how. So shut up. Anyway, that's all I have to say. And remember, there's no show Friday, so Zane and I will see you tomorrow night. Be safe, be kind, treat each other the way you want to be treated, and don't be a hypocrite. Good night.